Hi, so this is a little video showing you some mobilisers that might be nice to do if you have a tight back, or maybe you feel like your back is becoming a bit unhappy. So I'm going to assume that you've done a little warm-up, which might be 5 or 10 minutes, taking a walk, or maybe just doing some crazy kitchen dancing, or all of those good things that get the heart and the lungs moving a little bit and get the major muscle groups moving, get the blood moving around the system a bit. So working under that assumption that you've warmed up and that you have got your muscles a little bit awake, we're going to work with mobilisers, most of which you know and love. So we're going to start with an arm swing and an out breath, arm swing, out breath. Give me 2 more of those. Really use the out breath to engage the tummy muscles as you swing the arms overhead. And they're going to take that into a lean. So take your time on these, lean and lengthen through the side, extending the fingertips away from the toe tips. And again, use your out breath on the upward swing. Bringing your feet here below your hips. We're going to take a knee bend as the knees come over the toes, the elbows touch together in front. And then tapping your toe behind, the shoulder blades touch together out back. Keep those coming, taking your time and just exploring your range of motion. See if you can really draw the shoulder blades wide and then draw the chest nice and wide as you extend the leg behind. Then we've got our rotational moves, so you can walk these. They're quite nice if you just walk them. So give yourself a little bit of space to stride into. You're going to step out and you're going to rotate the opposite shoulder to front leg to make a twist through the waist. Step out and twist, and again step and twist. One more time, step and twist. And I'm going to just do it one more on each leg, so I'm probably out of shot, but I'm sure you won't mind, and you get the idea. You're rotating through the waist each time. And then your shoulders will roll as you find a bit of space again to do some rear leg strides here. So you're going to step back, you're going to tuck your tailbone underneath you. You can wobble if you feel the need. Tuck your tailbone, reach overhead, and then bring the feet side by side. And again, tucking your tailbone, reach overhead, bring the feet side by side. You've got one more to do. The sun is at last shining after a very rainy few days, so we can't be too cross about the changing light levels, but yeah. Okay, so next mobiliser. You're going to stride to the side and you're going to take the arms overhead in a double arm swing, and breathing out, bring the feet back side by side again. Side stride, feel the inner thigh waking up here. And again, side stride, breathe out. You've got one more to do. Side stride and breathe out. Keep the shoulders nice and mobile. Give the legs and arms a shake every so often. Keep the breath flowing freely through these. We're going to have a go here with loosening the hamstrings. Quite often, if the back is feeling a bit tight, it can be emanating from shortness in the hamstrings. So just taking your hands onto your hips, give yourself a little bit of space behind you. You're going to step back, let's call this the right foot, and you're raising the left toes here, the left heel rests on the floor. Ease the tailbone back, don't overstretch here, you're just looking to get a little bit of a response in the hamstring. Nice and gently, discovering the range of motion you've got there. Step back, stick the tailbone out. When you run out of space, from the other way. Make sure you're still alternating the legs if you've got to turn corners and travel around the room and stuff. Just give me a few, maybe 4 on each leg or so, just so that you're encouraging the hamstring to respond to those. Next up is one of our favourites, the foot on the bench. So you can use a bench of your choice. I've just got this here as a prop. It doesn't matter what height it is really, so I'm bringing the knee up to around about hip height. Mine's a little bit higher, but that's fine. So you're going to reach forward, oops, squeaky bench, you're going to reach forward, curl through the back, relax through the back of the neck, and then standing upright, come straight and tall. So your standing leg should be below your hip. I don't want the standing leg to be stuck out behind you. It needs to be sort of nice and stable below the hip, standing tall. So again, just do a few of them. Maybe you want to do sort of 4 with this leg elevated, or you can stay here. As with all of them, just stay and linger in whatever movement feels good for the back, feels good for the body. You can pause the video and just kind of do a few and then start it going again when you're ready to pick up and move on. So we're changing the raised leg here. I'm going to have a go with the other one. Extend it, lift it up on the bench in front of you, and you're going to come upright nice and tall each time. reach out, curl through the back, reach wide with the shoulder blades and curl through the lumbar portion of your back as well. 2 more, reaching out, make sure your standing knee is a little bit soft, don't lock through the standing knee joints. And again, one more time, reach out, relax into that, let the spine just respond, the muscles either side of the spine just lengthen and feel a little bit more relaxed. If you have got a wall to hand, then a nice one to do is a pelvic tilt. So you're standing with your heels maybe a couple of inches from the wall, feel the shoulder blades on the wall and the pelvis resting on the wall. The lumbar curve on the spine is still there and you can get your hands in there. There's a gap between the wall and your lumbar spine. But you're going to see if you can close that gap by tilting the pelvis. So think that if your pelvis is a bucket of water, you're trying to tip the water out the back of your bucket. And then straightening up, the pelvis comes to an upright position. So again, tilting the pelvis. So if you were looking at me from the side, it would look like this. You're tilting the pelvis, the water's coming out the back of your bucket. And then you're straightening up, straight and tall. So they don't look like very big movements, but if you've got a tight spine, then they can be quite nice just to release through the spine using this pelvic tilt movement. Using it against the wall means that you're just giving yourself that little bit of support for the back. You can lean on the wall, gently lean on the wall, and just sort of feel what range of motion you can achieve. If you feel like I don't really want to do those standing up, then you can do them lying down on the floor, and it's exactly the same idea, lie flat and just have the knees bent and the heels close to the bum, and just do the same thing, tilting so that you can feel the small of the back heading towards the floor as you tilt the pelvis. Again, think about pouring the water out the back of your bucket and then coming back to a neutral spine position in between each. I've got one more mobiliser for you here, so this one, again, find something, maybe a wall or something you can just stabilise yourself with, and treat them with a little bit of care, but these are just like easy leg swings, forwards and back, forwards and back. So you've had a little go at releasing through the spine, we've had a little go at releasing into the hamstrings, so just take these with care. If you feel that you can lift the leg a little bit higher, front and back, then ease into it, but just listen in, so the body tune in and see that your body is happy to make these moves. So once you've done a few forward and back, we're going to do a few swinging the leg across and wide, across and wide. So keep them free and easy, just keep the breath flowing nice and freely as you do these. Just a few swinging across and wide, and then turning around, have a go on the other side. So same idea, start low, start easy, just forwards and back, easy leg swing. You might find that one side is tighter than the other. My right side feels definitely tighter than the left that I was just doing here. I can just feel a little bit more of a response through the hamstring when I lift the leg up forwards, so I can get that little pull on the hamstring. So just take it gently. I'm not looking to get a big stretch here. We're just trying to encourage a little bit more mobility. Once you've done forwards and back, go side to side, swinging the leg across and wide. So freeing up into the inner thigh with these. So we've already done a little bit of mobilising for the inner thigh. That's why we've saved this one to the end, this leg swing move. You've got everything else a little bit woken up. And we're just going to see what we've got here. So once you've done a few of those, give the legs a little shake and shoulders a roll. And those are your mobilisers for when you feel like you just need to take a little bit of extra care of your back. And this little kind of mobilising scene here can be paired with our restorative workout, which I'm going to show you on a separate video. So I'll see you again on the next workout if you feel like you've got a workout in you. Otherwise, just stick with the mobilisers and maybe run through them a couple of times.